One evening I came home from work and found a stranger in my living room. I saw her sitting there, but then I quickly looked away and tried to think. I've seen a lot of movies, and I tried to think of which one this reminded me. I was a little spooked, but not really afraid.
So this is it, life on Mars. This is where the signs were leading me.
I wanted to speak, but couldn't seem to. Something inside me was thinking, at last you are going to have an adventure. And if you spoil this, you may never have another chance. It was almost as if I wanted to catch her and keep her. So I was going to be very careful lest I should frighten her away. All this I thought about before I knew anything at all about her. I looked around the room, but everything seemed just as I had left it. Bare and a little seedy, except for the cameras and microphones and cords all over the place.
I almost missed the first one. It just caught the corner of my eye as I came off the bridge, hurrying to make the green light. I only had time for a quick double take before I got swept along with the rest of the traffic. Its image lingered there, just at the periphery of conscious thought. This huge, blank billboard, this messageless medium, form without content, intriguing me with its hint of what? Infinite possibilities? Or terminal ennui? The next sign, identical to the first, except that this one had a frosted cold beer sign on one side and an enormous fake cactus on the other, convinced me that this was more than mere coincidence. These signs were for me. If I followed them, anything could happen, including nothing. I turned off the main road just underneath my inscrutable guide with a thrill of anticipation not unmixed with apprehension. The street names were more than slightly outlandish. This was unknown territory as far as I was concerned. A pleasant little suburb, though, with lawn sprinklers, yappy dogs, cracked concrete driveways, gas barbecues, and half-dead weeping willows. Oh, I'm no stranger to suburbia. Four-way stops and former grocery stores restructured into cute shops that change owners as surely as leases expire are as familiar to me as the smell of fabric softener from someone's dryer. Interpreting signs, devoid of even the faintest of hieroglyphics, however, is not something life in suburbia prepares one for.
I've lived alone for a long time. Off and on I've had roommates, but they never last, and I don't change. I guess I seem unaffected by their comings and goings. I used to move a lot too, but I've been settling in here. I know it seems far out, but I live on Mars. I never thought I'd want to live this far from home, but I'm getting used to it. Mars is a quiet place, and it seems so safe. It's so quiet, it's almost lifeless. No one ever calls or comes to visit, so I never see anyone. I don't even know any neighbors around here, so I guess I've just let things slide. But now it looks as if all that is going to change. What with the camera crew and the actors and me living out this new script and all, it somehow seems rather hopeful, like a change for the better.
I haven't done badly, though. I got here, didn't I? This is the right show and all, isn't it? Life on Mars. It said so somewhere.
I was wondering what she was thinking of my place as I looked down at the rug getting a little shaggy. I stole a glance at her again. I wasn't so uneasy or nervous anymore. I was getting downright curious. This was not a dream. It actually seemed to be working out. And perhaps I had better speak. I still wanted to impress her somehow. Why? But I also wanted to share something real.
You see, if there's one sort of overriding theme in my life, it's got to be B-O-R-E-D-O-M. From morning to night, my days are parceled out in numbing necessities, with just enough time in between to pay a few overdue bills and to buy milk for breakfast. Every morning I pass the same orange and brown polyester-clad woman with two short clogs, having a last cigarette before the bus comes. At 10 o'clock every day, the same people pass my office on their way to pick up their coffee and to chat about strikes and to tell ancient jokes that haven't been funny for going on 15 years now. These people find them hilarious. Every evening on my way home, I have to stop at a minimum of 6 traffic lights and a maximum of 3 stop signs. I get one yield. It's obvious that within an inherently boring schedule such as this one, the bulk of my energy must be expended in the pursuit of an alternative, perhaps in a parallel life, so as not to alarm my sensibilities with too drastic a change, here, in the fictional world of life on Mars.
It seems like almost every day I read or hear or see something I think is queer, funny or interesting. I never have anyone to tell it to, so I eventually forget it. How sad and wasteful. I'm the type who likes to save everything, and I've gotten used to trying to store up so much information and material that sometimes I feel like bursting. I don't know if this is the time yet to burst, but I must let something seep out. Also, I realized it was time to enter the present tense.
Have you seen my radish garden? I grow the best fresh tart radishes on Mars, you know. Little succulent red globes, white into the white. Good. Are you hungry or would you like a drink? You must have a drink.
I don't know if you've noticed, but for some time now there has been a man in this room. Is it possible he's here for the same reason I am? I mean, where is the director?
Yes, good. Drink is good, and then we can talk. Got to stop all this thinking aloud nonsense. There's so much I want to tell you. I've been so alone on Mars, waiting for a call or a letter, and at last to have someone drop in, even if it is prearranged, is great. I'm not going to be indignant and ask, who are you? What are you doing here? You're a woman, and you're welcome.
Oh well, much as I hate it, I have over the years become quite proficient at waiting. I've had to. I'm a punctual person, and have spent many minutes over the years in silent, self-pitying parody of that play, you know, Waiting for Godot. So that's what I'll do now. Wait. For a cue, a signal. I can't stand it anymore.
No, you being a woman is all the difference in the world, and I would bend over backwards to please you and charm you, at least until I find out what you're like. If this sounds sexist, I guess it is, but in a nice way, isn't it? And also, I mean, hey, we've never had sex on Mars before. Anyway, to tell you the truth, I am more pleased than surprised to find you here. After all, I've been wishing and hoping someone would send me somebody. Maybe she's an angel. God, I hope she doesn't leave. Actually, she looks a little familiar. Wonder if I haven't seen her somewhere. Maybe at a movie or something?
Excuse me, do you have any idea of what's going on around here? I mean, I see the sets and the cameras, but where is this your place? Did I make a mistake after all?
Movie still. Did you ever see that one where a guy moves in with a woman? I mean, he's just there and insists they're lovers, pretends he's always been there. She's never seen him before. And he just terrorizes her mind. Suspenseful and violent. This is nothing like that, is it?
Oops, I hope I haven't said too much.
Oh dear, even fictional reality can be so tricky sometimes. You take a wrong turn, even a fake one, and bingo, you're in a labyrinth. The shadowy world between the known, like dentist appointments or fire hydrants, and the unknown, like the future.
I don't remember whole things like some people can, know a name and recall the whole plot. I just keep scenes, images, feelings, and sometimes I don't know where they come from. Did I really experience that, or read it, or see it, or dream it, or was it a conversation I overheard? I don't know where ideas come from, but I believe there is a thread running through all of this.
He's still here, isn't he? Why won't he talk to me? He seems totally preoccupied with something, but maybe he's the director? She asked the flickering TV.
Should I tell her about a conversation I overheard today? For instance, about people in another neighborhood and their strange ways? No, what if she's from there? It was funny, though, watching that odd circle of friends who all seemed very different, though they must have grown up together. I envied them as I laughed at the yuppie and the hippie argue. I thought,
How wonderful it is that everything is so connected and fragmented and complex, and nothing ever really stands alone, does it? Like when I close my eyes and see a million swirling, sparkling slivers of glass, each representing a tiny factor that influences the next, and I don't know what I'm thinking, because all these little thoughts are connected and depend on another, and I can't seem to focus. I see the universe behind my eyelids, like that spaceman or wingnet I read about, who claims to have been taken up by aliens to another planet and taught about the meaning of life. He says that each atom is another universe with worlds within it, so on down to the civilizations under your fingernails. That's another story, or another case of a freak with a mission to get donations. He's got to raise $20 million to build an embassy for the aliens. I don't care whether I believe what I read or not. It doesn't matter. It just goes to show you don't know what you're getting into until it's gone. And then it's something else. But here, Here, drink this.
Or did I make him up? You know, poetic license and all that. I mean, I'm in control of my part after all, and it's quite possible, seeing as I get so bored with myself, and in a whimsical moment I created this other. And now he's taken on, as they say, a life of his own. I've heard writers of stories and novels talk about this phenomenon, but never dreamt it could happen to me. A really fine-looking specimen, I must say, in a Marsy kind of way.
Phew, did I ramble? I see a black cat crossing the road in front of me. I almost thought I was going to drop the glass, see it shatter on the cold stone floor. Oh yeah, I want to tell you about the pre-sleep fast-forward dreaming images flashing through my brain. Sometimes I can't stop the flow and it makes no sense or connection, but I see very vividly people and things I know nothing about in a jumble.
Did you know a drink in the hand is worth two in the fridge, and wherever two or more are gathered together, there you will find a six-pack, at least. Ah, cliches. They always bring one back down to Mars.
I'll try the direct approach. So what do you think? Sure, you're part of the show and all, but how do you think you got here? No, this isn't working at all. Tell me, do you have a sense of the past? I mean, what comes to your mind when you imagine away all these props and things? Mortgage payments and cotton candy? Or do you get a sense of flattening into a disembodied, one-dimensional cartoon head on someone's t-shirt with another cartoon face sternly reminding you to get the cotton picking heck out of Central America, Brad? This isn't working either. Either he really is a product of my imagination and I quit too soon, or he's a real stranger.
I think she's trying to speak to get through to me. I can feel it, but I cannot hear her. Why? This is all so beautiful and sad, like a painting. I don't know how to express it, or if I should.
See, I'm frustrated with words sometimes. I just can't convey a feeling or tell a story right. Like trying to tell a joke without a punchline. So very existential, yeah, but it just leaves you empty.
I am beginning to feel very weird.
What I want to know is, who makes jokes up anyway? Or better still, where do they come from? It's so easy to spot a made-up joke. You can always tell it isn't real. Why? Were they all created at the beginning and we can't add to that body of material? It really bugs me.
He looks like an amiable enough guy, but I've been around long enough not to be taken in by a pair of soulful eyes and a dazzling smile. Maybe he's one of these men that think they've seen it all just because they backpacked across Europe and did their solitude thing up north. And just to make themselves truly irresistible, they show off their sensitive side by using phrases like, a woman's point of view, or my emotional response. But the next thing you know, their newly acknowledged female principle sort of drifts on over to you and settles in, and it's goodbye partnership and hello gender-based division of labor.
There's a thing I drive past every day, and it's so beautiful to me that I always think about it and admire it. Every time I actually say to myself, God, that is beautiful. It's just a point in the river with 4 lonely trees. And I see it with the morning sun coming shining across the water. Sparkling, glimmering, shimmering, and I have to shield my eyes. I have to quickly turn away so I don't get too much of it, you know. I don't want to get bored with it. I must save it. And when I try to tell someone about it, they might say, yes, that is nice, but will they see what I see? I doubt they do, and so I feel I've cheapened it, given a little bit of it away, and lost it. Can't get it back, and for what? I feel cheated, and yet I want to share it because it's too big for me to hold by myself. And if they did see what I see, then it would be beautiful.
I wonder if I'm making sense.
Never a dull moment around here, eh?
Geez, I feel like a jaded hero of 1,000 nights, seen and done it all. I just can't buy a thrill anymore. I gotta snap out of this low-down funk and weirdness, Jack.
Yes, music. We must have some tunes. What will it be? How about a little ambulance music to provide some atmosphere out here? Oh God, next it'll be Zamfir and New Age. I hope not, though.
Sometimes I feel as if I didn't really live my life, that all the experiences, emotions, and events that add up to me at my present age have no center, nothing connecting them into a cohesive whole. I suppose that's an entirely appropriate state of being for a television character like me, but I find it disconcerting nonetheless, because it seems to me that here on Mars I have the perfect opportunity to backtrack, pick up loose ends, and weave them together into something that makes sense.
Oh yes, I do love to ramble. Shall we freshen our drinks? Isn't it funny how time slips away, and have you seen your mother, baby, standing in the shadows? Shadows in the rain, it never rains, but I can stand a little bit of the rain, whispering rain.
I mean, can you believe this? I was a teenager in the late 60s and didn't know who Bob Dylan was. I was over 30 before I learned that the national game of Canada is lacrosse. I had my wisdom teeth out and it hurt like hell. But did I experience the horrors of general anesthetic? Rainbow-colored cheeks, eyes reduced to mere slits? Oh no. I keep life at arm's length, it seems to me, and not totally by choice.